Hello, YouTube wise, FIFA here, coming at you today on a Tuesday. I know, a little off color for me, but we're coming at you with that marquee matchup prediction squad builder. Really excited to be bringing this to you today. I know that I didn't get a video up yesterday, sorry about that. It is going to be a busy week, but as usual, I'm going to first go through the matchups that I think are going to be featured on this week's squad builder challenge, and then I'll go and open those 3 packs that you see in the corner of my pre-order packs. So without further ado, let's move on into it. So it's a little bit scarce this week in terms of matchups, and there are French League games on Wednesday, which tomorrow, so that's why I'm making this video early. I don't know if they're going to include those because there's one rivalry in those matchups on Wednesday that might have been the case, but right now, the 4 main ones I'm going to focus on are games that are this weekend. So the first one that are going to feature, and I don't have really any players on the transfer list for them, and that's El Clasico, Real Madrid versus Barcelona. You guys should all know this game. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be great to watch. So make sure that you guys stock up on a few of those. I didn't really pick up that many players because both those teams, Barcelona and Real Madrid, do not really have many non-rares, and those are the best players to trade and invest in on these marquee matchup squad builder challenges. Next, we're going to move to a rivalry in the Eredivisie. So we're going to have Sparta Rotterdam play against Feyenoord. So there's a couple ways this could go with this marquee matchup that they do it. You could either have an all Dutch team that you would need, or you could have maybe a minimum nationality requirement for the Eredivisie. I'm not sure. They also did an Eredivisie one last week that featured Feyenoord, I believe. So it could be taboo for them to feature both, but I know this is a derby in Rotterdam, so that is a good shout. We're going to move on to the Borussia matchup. I know you guys see a Fenerbahce player in there, but Borussia Dortmund takes on Borussia Mönchengladbach. That's going to be a good game to invest in, I mean, especially because you can pick up those non-rare players for very low, so that even if there isn't one, you can sell them on just in case they are required in a future squad builder challenge, or at a couple 100 coins more so that you are at least breaking even. Then you're going to move on to the Turkish league, and that is where you saw the Fenerbahce and Besiktas players coming in, and that's just a really solid rivalry in the Turk League. I definitely think they're going to include that. They love including the Turk League, and last time they did that, it was real fun, a good success. I believe that was 2 weeks ago, so be on the lookout for Fenerbahce and Besiktas. And then finally, yeah, this is to round it out, Roma and Lazio. You see, I have quite a few Lazio players here. These players are already going up. In price. This is a Rome derby. It's definitely going to be on that. If you ask me one that I definitely think is going to be on there, it's going to be Roma and Lazio. They love featuring the big leagues like this in their squad builder challenges, and I think players like Juan Jesus and defenders on both teams, like that Wallace guy for Lazio, those players are going to be worth the most, especially Dusan Basta. His price is already going up a lot, so that is an indication on what people are thinking. So we're going to have a couple sleepers here. So my first sleeper that I'm going to choose is the Saint-Etienne versus Olympique Marseille. You see, I had quite a few of those players, and I like to pick those players up anyways because this is another one where you can pick up the players for pretty cheap, but these are on Wednesday, so it's not looking good that they'll include that in the marquee matchup. However, if they do, you're going to make a bunch of money, and if they don't, you can still sell these players on for a couple hundred more at the off times because of the likes of the Lacazette Squad Builder Challenge, and EA love doing stuff with the Ligue 1. And last, I don't know why I went to the club, sorry guys. The last sleeper that I had, that I have my money on is, we're going to go to, and the last rivalry I think is going to be a sleeper possible, is the West Ham Arsenal. I don't have any of those players either, well, at least in the transfer list. I definitely have some of those players in my club, but I think West Ham and Arsenal, they're both from London. You never know with EA, they like to include the BPL and stuff. And that could be a little sleeper. Both of those teams have a couple non-rare players that you can pick up for really cheap, because that's one that not a lot of people are going to be investing in. And worst case scenario, like I said, sell them in the off hours, nighttime type deal for a couple hundred more coins to make some profit. But now we're going to move into my favorite part of this. Just kidding, I like both parts of this thing, but the packs. And so we start off with a Mali. I wonder who the other guy's going to be. Another Suso who we're going to have to quick sell. That's a funny thing to do. That is funny. That is ridiculous. Oh, okay. That is an interesting feature. I didn't know that was a feature. That is awesome. Good job for EA on that one. But we're going to move on to the next pack that matters. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Thank you so much for the support on this series. You guys have been killing it. Ooh, Giuliano. That's a solid pull. I definitely want to use him in a squad. And let's see if we get any players that are going to featured in any derby this week. Doesn't look like it. That's a nice ball. So honestly, I'm just going to send all these players to the club and all this stuff to the club, except for that 1,000 coins, which I'm going to redeem. You love to see that. And I'm going to send these to the transfer list. Those neon kits are actually pretty cool. I like them a lot. So we're going to store all those players in the club. You never know if they're going to be good for any transfer or squad builder challenges later in the season. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you think there's going to be a matchup, I'm always open to that. And look at that. We get a Real Madrid player. Going to hang on to him. Wish we could have gotten that some 84 overall, 83 to 84 overall players, because those guys are going for a lot. Oh, we get a couple players from the sleeper squad builder that I think might be out there with Saint Etienne and Marseille. But this video is going to come to a close in a second. I'm going to move that Casemiro to the transfer list, and then I'm going to send the rest of this stuff to the club. That's a sweet kit from the Kaiser Chiefs. The Orlando Pirates are the other ones, and we get a couple nice chemistry styles there. But like I'm always open to hearing what you guys want to say in the comment section below. Really helps out the community, just in case I missed a squad builder challenges. Definitely keep up the support on this. This is my favorite series to make, and you guys have been smashing that. I love all that support. But make sure you still like and subscribe. That helps me a lot. And most importantly, stay wise.